So these all right, so I'm on Facebook Live as well at the same time, Jason. So, so we are live on Facebook as well as YouTube and Google, and we are now joined by America's Energy Doctor, Dr. Jason Littleton, my friend, an amazing physician. I actually got to know him on social media. I felt like I knew everything about him. Here, because you're echoing me. So I actually met him and stalked him on social media for the longest time, and then we connected, and we went to his beautiful home, and we did a live Facebook chat with him on his show. He has a regularly scheduled show. You can follow him at Dr. Jason Littleton, America's Energy Doctor, on Facebook. He is well published and well respected. He serves as a hospitalist and medical expert. Side is an entrepreneur and an inspiration not just to us as physicians, but the overall community. And today, Jason loves to talk about energizing the world, and today, Jason can help us energize men to better improve. So, I want to introduce you to Sidjo. I don't think you've ever met Sidjo.
Hey, how's it going? How are you?
How are you doing?
Great.
Doing great.
No, I mean, first of all, Dr. J,
obviously my partner.
You're Dr. J too as well, but also I want to say thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. We're honored to have you.
Thank you.
So, Jason, start off with, you have a book that's all about energizing yourself. Why is it so important to energize yourself before we get into specifics of us lazy guys and how we don't energize ourselves?
Well, I mean, first of all, as men, we like to be leaders. We like to feel energized. We like to get things done. I mean, I'm sure that's for everyone. And, I have found that when you feel strong, when you feel energized, and when you feel passionate about whatever your interests are, you are more productive. No one wants to be lazy. No one wants to sit around. No one wants to be idle. So there are a couple key things that one can do so that they always feel charged up, ready to go.
So why is it that men aren't passionate about their health, though? I mean, we're passionate about basketball, women, things we can't talk about live on air.
Well, a lot of times I think sometimes, life can just get in the way. People can get busy. People can get caught up with work. People can get caught up with just taking care of their responsibilities, family, and things like that. And all that's good. But I tell people you have to find the one or two things that you're super passionate about, and then let that motivate you to make sure you work out. Make sure that you eat right. Make sure that you take care of your body. See, when people do that, you actually have to tie it to a motivation. Without that, sometimes we just let life get in the way, and we let aging and the natural time of things take its course.
So this year, we did a survey through Orlando Health where we found that 4 out of 5 men have never talked about their sexual health or family history with their families at a young age. What we found was 90% of women actually have talked about it. So, what we're saying, what we're trying to tell men is, well, a lot of us may not be passionate about our health, but we're all passionate about our sexual health. And we need to make changes right now so that we can stay energized for that, down the road as well.
Yeah, exactly. Let me just throw out something. I'll say this, for people, and I see this a lot in my practice, people who have diabetes. And as you know, Dr. J, when you have diabetes, that can lead to a greater increase or a greater chance of having erectile dysfunction, okay? First of all, I try to counsel people who have this concern to make sure they keep their blood sugar right, make sure that they're eating good carbs, to make sure that they're exercising so they can lower the risk of having ED. That's important to men. Sometimes they think maybe my testosterone level is off, and sometimes that's not it. If you're diabetic, it's about good blood sugar control, good exercise, and great eating habits.
So all the guys we know want testosterone. Like, even if the testosterone's 1,000, they think it's low testosterone. That's a problem. So I appreciate you saying that, and I know we had discussed that on your show when we were on as well. Pills and injections are the answer, but the reality is there's other things that are the answer, which are much harder to do.
Exactly.
Long-term gains.
Well, we forget how much the cardiovascular system is involved. when it comes to ED. Sometimes we think, hey, you know what? I'm just aging. That's what it is. Let me pop a pill. But wait a minute. Let's take care of the obesity factor. Let's take care of the blood sugar factor. Let's take care of what we're eating. You know, we have to look at all these things taken together. All these things factor in. It's not just testosterone.
We're always looking for the magic pill or the quick fix, and I think the reality is in anything in life, if it's really good for you, it's usually hard and it takes a little bit of effort. And I've always, when it comes too easy, if it sounds too good to be true, usually it's too good to be true.
Exactly. That applies to a lot of things, and I think that I try to get people to focus on really getting back to the basics of their health. I said on my show when you were on it, I consider these 4 things basics: move, eat, drink, sleep. It's an acronym I put together, but really it helps people focus on making sure they eat right, making sure that they, get proper exercise, making sure that they drink good fluids, making sure that they sleep right. Sometimes people can be over anxious and they're not taking care of their stress level. And stress can lead to erectile dysfunction and other low energy feelings that people feel. I think we forget about that.
And what are some of the, so for the lay person out there, what are some of your strategies for stress relief? What would you recommend usually when a patient?
Well, I like to tailor it per person. I like to tell people that, one of the things you can always do is find a quiet place and get quiet. But for some people, it might be taking a nice little walk. Get your body moving, get the endorphins flowing. But sometimes what you have to do is you actually have to really replace that thing that's causing you to worry, that's causing you to get stressed out with something else. You have to change your mindset. So if you are negative on one side, huh?
What if it's your work? Do you quit your job?
Well, hey, some people, that's a great question. Sometimes you may have to. Hey, sometimes you might have to. Listen, some people are really getting upset and overworked by their job, and maybe they need to go in a different direction. Seriously.
Jason, we just had half our team quit on us today.
Well, you have to know what you're passionate about, of course. I mean, never quit on what you're supposed to do, but if you're not supposed to do it, maybe get out of there. That's how you weed people out.
Yeah, that's true. And so what do you think about like some of these nutritional supplements, IV therapy, these adjunctive holistic therapies? Are these things that you endorse or support, or what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I tell people, I'm not so quick to knock those things because I think there's a lot that the medical community can learn from people who do a lot of alternative medicine. Likewise, there's a lot of things that a lot of people, alternative medicine docs, can learn from a lot of people who do more conventional medicine. I'm not going to knock anything that works. So if someone comes and says, hey, I tried this, hey, it's working for me, I'm not going to say, no, that's just hogwash. Get rid of that. If it's working for you and it's not messing with any of your other medications or anything like that, go for it.
Absolutely.
I think as conventional doctors, we have a lot to learn from people who do unconventional medicine and vice versa. We don't have the corner on everything. There's so much to learn. You hear testimonies all the time of people getting, better, improvement in erectile dysfunction from unconditional methods. But you also hear a lot of different testimonies from people being healed of things like cancer, some huge things. And they did something that was off the grid that you would find in our big institutions. So listen, if a person's healed, they're healed. And you can't knock things like that.
Absolutely. So I think, I think it's like everything in life, right? It's the art of medicine. So it's a matter of taking in the whole picture and not just one component. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And everybody's different. We don't have the same genetics. Everyone, it grows differently. Everyone moves differently. I mean, we have similarities as human beings, but we have to tailor our treatments, our medications, our therapies towards that person, because some people are willing to go and take care of their body maybe a little bit more than other people. So you have to deal with the individual and not just kind of like a bell curve, so to speak.
Yeah, you have to take a personalized approach.
You have to. You have to. And I find that all the time in concierge medicine. I got to tell you, Dr. J, I don't know if you know, I just became the new department chair of family medicine at ORMC.
Congratulations.
Oh, wow.
Thank you. I'm really excited about that. And with that, I feel like I have a whole new responsibility as I look at the Orlando community, as I look at men, women, and children and everything like that. As you know, family medicine takes care of men, women, and children. But I see a great deal of men in my practice, okay? And I tell you what, as you kind of alluded to at the beginning of this conversation, you're right. Men do have a hard time sometimes talking about things such as sexual health and ED. But if you talk to them where they feel secure and they know that things are confidential, then we can open up this conversation and really get down to the nitty-gritty of what's going on. What do we have to improve? Is it a testosterone issue? Is it a blood sugar issue? Is it a genetic issue? Is it a heart issue? But once we get down to that point and we get rid of the taboo, then we can actually deal with correcting the problem.
Yeah, you're right. You got the guy has to get into the doctor's office first, and whether it's his partner dragging him in there, or it's a family member or someone, and that's what usually is a lot of these guys don't make the appointment on their own. Someone else makes it for them. So we're reaching out to men, their families, whoever. Get them in there. Let's start changing these statistics that are going against us.
You're right, and I got to throw this in there. I think sometimes for men, we get scared of some of the major tests that happen as we age. When we turn 40, sometimes we get scared of the prostate exam.
Yeah, but look at Sigil's fingers.
What?
You can refer your patients to us. We got small fingers.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. You know, I guess men, yeah, exactly. Not just that, people get afraid of things like the colonoscopy. Oh, wait a minute, I'm getting 40, I'm getting 50. Maybe I'll stay away and avoid the doctor. But these are men's health things. When we talk about colon cancer and prostate cancer, some of the leading cancers that come against men, we got to make people feel more comfortable and not feel like, you know, things are off limits so that they can feel comfortable and get checked.
So for the lay person out there, what do you think would be like your key words of advice or pearls of wisdom for the average guy out there?
Well, I basically would say, you know, think about your family, think about your future, think about someone else sometimes outside of yourself, because I found as a father, as a husband, providing for my family will lead me to take care of myself in a better way so I can be there for them. So if I can get men to focus on the people that they care about, the things that they're passionate about, then they will step up, kick in, and take care of themselves at a whole nother level so that they can take care of their loved ones. I find that always works. Rarely do I find someone who won't respond to that.
So Jason, we have a question on social media. Any advice to spouses to convince guys to go other than just make an appointment?
That's a great question. And actually, I get a lot of men who come in because of their girlfriends or because of their wives. And here's the deal. This is what you have to do. You almost have to remind them why and who they're supporting. You almost have to remind them, hey, think about your daughter. Think about your brother. Think about your wife. Think about your son. And when you put men, listen, we feel like it's in us to be providers. And when we think about those things, again, it goes back to that. We'll step up and we'll step forward.
That's great advice, Dr. Littleton. Well, listen, we want to thank you for spending time with us this evening. And we look forward to having you on again and again. And hopefully, maybe next year you can join us on the road.
I'd love to. You guys look like you're having so much fun, and I saw your Instagram live earlier today. You guys are just totally flipping out over there, having a great ball of fun.
We try to make it fun and then hit them with these educational messages, and it works. I mean, guys work, so it works. So and we're doing it. And tonight we're gonna be doing a parade on Bourbon Street, and here in about 2 hours. So.
Oh, you guys have so much fun. This is awesome. This is awesome cause. I look forward to keeping track of your travels as you travel the U.S. Keep on, posting on Instagram and doing your Instagram lives because it's reaching people and we love it.
Thank you. Hey, what's your website again, Jason?
Simple. JasonMD.com.
America's Energy Doctor. Jason, thank you so much. Hope you have a great night, buddy. Thank you.
Guys. Talk to you later.
Take care. Thank you so much.